So let's say that you've listened to all of this and you're interested, you're inspired. How are you then actually going to approach an application, either to a bootcamp or to a different sort of training provider? So typically nowadays you would complete an application online. So this is where we're just asking for some basic details about yourself, to understand what your personal circumstances are, what kind of experience, education you have, or lack of, which is totally fine, as we said earlier. After that, we typically ask you to do a short task or activity for two reasons. Partly to understand your potential. So we're not looking for perfect scores, because we're not looking for people who have done this before. So that would be very unfair of us to expect perfect scores. But we do want to see kind of what your potential is. After that, at Generation, but I know lots of other providers as well, ask you to attend an interview. So typically this would be an online interview nowadays. You would meet on Zoom or on a different video piece of software, and you chat to one of us at Generation, and we ask you a few questions about yourself and why you want to do the program. Then hopefully, if all goes well, you get the offer. That is what we're aiming for at the end of the day. So we then would give you an offer, and we spend a week or two onboarding you onto the program. And how do you actually show these qualities? So how do you turn those qualities into sort of attributes or traits that you demonstrate? So with enthusiasm, like thinking about how you present yourself in an interview, or even if you're doing a talk like this. So if I was kind of up here and I was hiding behind the podium sort of like this and stuff like this, you would think, oh, she doesn't really want to be here. Like, why does she bother turning up today? So thinking about how you present yourself at interview. It doesn't mean you have to come in a suit or anything like that for a virtual interview. It just means sitting up and making eye contact and smiling and just looking like you want to be there. So completing the application stages on time, it sounds really, really simple, but that shows us that you're motivated to do this, and you're showing us that you're motivated because you're going to be able to follow the instructions at the right times. Then a willingness to learn is having a bit of an understanding. It doesn't have to be really developed, but a bit of an understanding about the areas that you might like to develop in. It will show that you've got that openness to learn. You've got that mindset that says, yes, I want to learn, I'm open. And just showing your excitement for the learning process as well as the job at the end. So yes, we're going to try our absolute hardest to get you into a job at the end. But that learning process in itself is an amazing opportunity. So showing that you're open to the learning process as well as the job at the end. And come prepared. So make sure, as I said before, you've done a little bit of research on the training course that you're applying for to show that commitment and show that motivation. Come prepared to talk open and honestly as well. And have a think about what kind of questions you might be asked in an interview. There's loads of resources online that tell you or give you loads of great tips on what kind of questions might come up in an interview process. Now, we like to think that our interviews at Generation are a bit more like a two-way chat. We don't even really like calling them interviews because it can be a bit daunting and can put people off. And we know the word interview can be a bit scary. But really, it's just a chat about you and your experiences. And you can't really get that wrong. There's no right answer to it.